So the question is, why is it that depression screws up every part of my life at once? So it can seem like that. And let me explain. We're going to talk about something called perception is projection. Talk about a theme now, something to learn. And let me tell you a story about a client that I had though. So a client coming to see me, and she was really low on confidence, really, really low. So 0 to 10, she was a 0. What I did was I then asked her what would be acceptable. What number? You're a 0 now. What number would you like to be at? She said something very interesting. She said 7. I said 7. Okay, 7. And I go, so why not an 8, 9, or a 10? And then she said, well, I don't want to be arrogant. And I went, it's a problem. Okay, I'm going to bring this back onto the question in a second, but I just wanted to explain what's happened here. So I said, I'm going to give you 5 minutes to prove to me that arrogance exists. And she said, but it does exist. I said, good, prove it. And she looked around, looked confused. What? But it does exist. I said, prove it. And then she sat there for about 2 to 3 minutes. And then she finally got it. She got it. It exists in my head. Yeah. So she came to the conclusion that, remember, you design your external world. And your internal world, whatever's going on in your internal world, you are going to project onto the outer world. So if you're in a negative state, for example, with depression, if you're depression, then you are going to project that onto all areas of life. So that's what's happening there. And this is why I say never, ever, ever, ever make decisions whilst in a bad state. Yeah, so do not analyze your life when you're in a negative or unresourceful state, because everything's negative then. Everything's going to be negative. See, and you've got to understand perception is projection. This is why personal development is crucial in life, because you want to be developing your inner world, because you will see it on the outer world. If there's lots of mess and negativity and pain and everything, you will see that in the world, and you will think that people are trying to do it to you as well. You will never see good intentions from people. You'll always think they're trying to do something bad against you if you feel negative and bad inside. Whatever you condemn takes wings and flies away from you. So if you find yourself like the client criticizing somebody else, she criticized someone else, so she called them arrogant. Your unconscious mind takes everything personally. You see out there, it thinks you are calling it back to you. It's like a mirror. It's like having a mirror there. So that's where you've got to be careful of what you are saying or calling or labeling other people. That's why I spend a lot of time with clients. Look, if they say a lot of labels or calling a lot of things, I will write that word down and get them to turn it into some empowering word instead. So what you see on the outside is you. But the good news is, if you change your inner world, then you can change the outer world. That's how you do it. What you do not do is try and get everybody and everything outside of you to change to fit how you feel, because that is called frustration.